Hello, beautiful soul. Thank you so much for listening into today's episode. You are here for a reason, and I am so excited to dive into today's topic, which is all about embodiment and showing up as the next level version of yourself and what that even means, how you actually become that next level version, what that even means. And yeah, so we're going to dive into that today. And I'm also going to be sharing about how I prepare for a brand shoot as part of my own next level sort of activation. I'm actually recording this episode whilst painting my nails. So I'm not I was going to say apologies for any of the background noise, but I'm not going to apologize because I'm just doing what I'm doing, stacking jobs, and I just thought I would record this in the moment. So when it comes to embodying your next level self, what I'm actually talking about isn't about you becoming somebody else. It's not about you embodying anybody else or completely transforming what you're all about. What it's about is really stripping back those layers. It's about remembering, it's about becoming the version of you who is already there, but it's sort of breaking down all of those barriers, coming through all those limiting beliefs, um, and really getting back to who you are. So when you think about all of the years of conditioning, of all the things that you've heard, experienced, all those doubts, all of those maybe comments that you've had, experiences you've had that have maybe made you hide or have made you feel a bit I don't know, like insignificant, or maybe it's knocked your confidence, or maybe it has made you sort of step into a like step back a little bit from showing up as your true self. It's that, God, you might feel embarrassed if you do something, or you don't want to get something wrong, or you don't want to be made to look stupid, all of those different things. And I'm talking way back from your childhood here. This isn't just like adulthood, although that can happen as well. But it's basically everything that's happened in your past. So when I talk about becoming the next level version of yourself, what I'm actually helping you with and empowering you to do is to really become the version of you once you have stripped back all of those limiting beliefs and the subconscious blocks that have been put there through your past experiences, through traumas, through all of the sort of social society. I don't want to use the word brainwashing, but just all of the stuff that is surrounding you all the time that shapes who you are today. So the journey that I've been on, and I share about this very openly on the podcast, has been really about awakening the version of me who was always there. I was just hiding. I felt uncomfortable sharing that side of me, or maybe, in fact, there were parts of me that I just didn't even read. I didn't know about myself. There's been so many really eye-opening things that have happened, and things that I have tapped into that I had no idea about. Not only no idea about, but also no idea about how it was actually impacting me and my own limiting beliefs and how it was holding me back in not just my business, but also in my life as well. So the reason I always love to support people when it comes to building their brands is we always start with you. We always start with the very foundation of your personal brand, and that is always going to be you. You are your personal brand. You are the person that your clients lean into, that want to work with, who are attracted to you, who want to listen to what it is that you have to share. So building your personal brand has to start with you. It has to start with you showing up as the version of you who becomes a magnet for your dream clients. It's about you being the confident leader, the magnet for the opportunities, the wealth, like all of those things on your vision board. So in order to do that, you need to have the confidence there to show up in a way that feels really good to you, that makes you realize that you can just be your true self without feeling like you can't fully embrace who you are because of what somebody else might say or think. It's about you just really embodying that version of you in a way that you perhaps never have before. So that's exactly the journey that I've been on. And this brand shoot that I am having tomorrow, by the time this airs, is about really capturing the version of me that I have become and am becoming. Like this is definitely like an upgrade. It's a real activation of the version of myself that I'm becoming. And that's what I really wanted from this shoot and this sort of, I wouldn't say rebrand, because although I am upgrading my website and my visuals and everything, it's not a full, what I would call a full rebrand, but it is a real brand activation. It's about me showing up as a version of myself who I have not yet been. And that feels really exciting. And this shoot is unlike any shoot I've done before. Like, I have had my photo taken like forever. I worked in a photography studio, so I would always be kind of the dummy model before the real models came in when we were setting up shots and stuff. So I've always been used to being in front of the camera. Doesn't mean that I feel the most comfortable there. I'm definitely more comfortable on the other side, the one taking the photos. But that obviously comes down to having the right photographer for you, somebody that makes you feel comfortable in front of the camera. But this shoot is a bit different. So this isn't like any other brand shoot I've ever been on, because previously my brand shoots have been a real mix of photos of me in action doing my thing, and really nice, beautiful images actually of me basically for my website and for my content. So the typical what you would have, holding the mug, behind the laptop, taking the photos, like all of those things to really capture who I am and also what I do. Whereas this brand shoot is really about embracing the leader, that like it's embracing the leader in me, it's embracing the version of me that I've not yet shown up as, and it's really showing all sides of me. So this isn't about just capturing one style in one location. This is about really capturing all the different sides of me. So I have what I've always referred to as a split personality, but actually it's not. This is all linked to my human design. It's the 6-2 human design. I'm a generator. The 6 is the role model. So that means that I am here to lead, to empower others, to be that catalyst, to bring people together, to really empower other people. Like, that is a huge part. Like, that is me. That's in my blueprint. The 2 is the hermit. So that means that I love to have time on my own, which I absolutely do. I always have loved spending time on my own. And also to really lean into that feminine energy. So it's really interesting when I've always referred to myself as having a split personality, because there's the fiery side of me, which I've always said is my fiery Aries side, the confident, the like, don't get on the wrong side of me kind of confident. But then there's always been the more softer, more peaceful side of me. Like, I'm a really friendly person. I'm very approachable, and people always refer to me as just like a what do they always say? They always say like I'm like a ray of light when I enter the room. Like, that's just always what I was called as a child, as a teen, as an adult. Like, I've always just been referred to as that. So that's what I really wanted to capture in this shoot. So it's a much more creative brand shoot that I'm having done rather than the typical brand shoot, if that makes sense. So what I would refer to as a typical brand shoot is literally like the kind of business, like headshots, laptop shots, mug photos, like all of those kinds of things, just to give you a whole range of content, the kind of content that you see everywhere online. Whereas for this one, I really wanted to take things up a notch and really show myself in a way that I never have before, because my brand is going more down the leadership, more down the um like the community side of things. I'm growing my own community at the moment. I'm doing a lot more in-person speaking and online speaking as well. And that is what I love. Like, I'm here to empower other people. And in doing so, it means that I get to spend more time as the hermit, doing things behind the scenes, spending time with my family, and doing all of that softer, more feminine kind of side of life, basically. So that is what this shoot was all about. It's about capturing all those different sides of me. And that is the whole point in having a brand shoot. It's about really capturing you in your truest essence. So yeah, that's basically what the shoot is about. So I'm really excited because I had my mood board and the shoot plan sent through to me from my lovely photographer Joanna Word, who I will tag in the show notes below, yesterday. So it's all very exciting. It's all come together. I've got my outfits. My last outfit actually arrived today. And yeah, I cannot wait. I really can't wait. The only thing I'm slightly concerned about, to be totally honest, is I'm really not a makeup person at all. Like, I have zero clue about makeup. I've had the same makeup routine since I was probably 16. And whilst my style may have changed, certainly how I apply makeup hasn't. Like, the contouring, all of that kind of stuff, like, yeah, way over my head. And this shoot, we are leaving early. So I haven't actually, for the first time in having a brand shoot, actually, I haven't had a makeup artist book. So I am going to be doing my own makeup, which feels slightly terrifying. I'm sure it will all be fine though. But any tips you want to give me, please feel free to reach out if you listen to this before my shoot. And also, I wanted to just share what I've been doing in order to prep for my shoot, because I know for a lot of people when they're having their photos taken, it's a really alien thing. You're not used to having your picture taken apart from when it's like your wedding day. Um, so some things to take away from this is planning for your shoot, getting all the prep done before the day is essential. Now, most brand photographers will support you with this. A lot of them will have a call with you, a lot of them will have their own planning guide that they'll send out. Um, but I just wanted to share my own sort of view on things, or things that I do to prepare for any brand shoot. So I have always been very fortunate that I've had good skin. I get that from my mum, which good genes over here. But I've always still really looked after my skin. So in the run up to a shoot, like a couple of days before, I will always do a really deep facial, use all of my best products. For this one, I've used two of my absolute favorite LMS products, which I only ever have used when I've been for a facial. And I invested in getting these because they just made my skin feel so amazing. So I've used that, done a proper full-on facial, done a real sort of detox, cleared my skin. I've been drinking loads more water. So I drink pretty much mainly water anyway. I don't drink alcohol. But in the week running up to any shoot, I always try to reduce the amount of caffeine that I'm having, reduce the amount of sugar, and really increase how much water I'm having, because that will make such a difference to your skin, to your hair, and everything. Obviously, the whole point in your shoot is you want to look your best in it. That is the whole point of having your photos taken, is to feel and look your best so that you can be presenting yourself as like the person you want to be seen as by those dream clients. So it really does help when you do all this kind of prep beforehand. Also, make sure that you have really good underwear on, so things like shapewear, if that makes you feel more comfortable. I have gone for some really nice shapewear that I'm going to be using underneath my outfits. Yeah, obviously foundations are essential, so all of this stuff is going to really help you to feel amazing on the day, which makes a huge difference in the actual photos themselves. Like when you get your photos, you can tell the difference between the women who feel confident in front of the camera because of all of this work they've done beforehand, and those who don't. You want to feel amazing on the day. Now, ideally, you will have a hair and makeup artist for your shoot, because if you're somebody like myself who is not good with hair and makeup, then it is always a bonus to get somebody who is a professional to do it for you. Just to give you a heads up, when you have your makeup done, they're always going to apply more makeup than what you are used to. So what I see a lot of the times when I've been on shoots, when I've been when I've been art directing them, is a lot of my clients who aren't used to wearing makeup will look in the mirror after having their makeup done and go, oh my God, it's a bit much. But when you've got those photos done, it doesn't look too much at all. So don't ever be alarmed when you look in the mirror and you just think, oh my God, like a bit of an Oompa Loompa. You won't in the photos, I promise you. Yeah, so get a hair and makeup artist. Wear clothes that make you feel like your most amazing version of yourself. So I have got 3 outfits for this shoot, and I feel incredible in all 3 of them. How you feel in the clothes you're wearing makes a massive difference to how you stand, how you move, the poses, obviously the end result of the photos as well. So really do take the time to pick outfits that make you feel incredible, that really show you. And it might be that you want to have very different outfits to show the different sides of you, depending on what your offers are, what your services are. So for me, I've gone for 3 different outfits. I've gone for something that embraces my real sort of soft feminine, the peaceful side of me, which is going to be amazing for my community, for my about page on my website, for really speaking to the soul of my audience. And then I've also got an outfit that is much more confident, that is very sparkly, very glittery, very sort of powerhouse woman type style, because that is going to represent the leader, the role model side of my human design, and obviously the fiery Aries in me. So I can't remember what the third one is actually, but I've gone for 3 different outfits that really captures the 3 different sides of me, because that's what I want from this shoot. I want to be able to capture images that really represent who I am, like in my soul. And yeah, so that is what I've done. So I've obviously got my skin all nice. I am going to do something with my hair. so that it's all nice and ready for the shoot. And I'm definitely going to be getting some setting spray for my makeup, which is something that I don't normally use, but it is a bit of a heat wave, I think, this weekend. We're going to the beach for the shoot, and I want my makeup to last. I don't want it to be melting off of my face and end up looking like my skin is a mirror. So yeah, I'm going to be going and getting some of that tomorrow or today when you're listening to this. And yeah, I cannot wait. I'm going to be sharing some behind the scenes. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, make sure that you come over there and check it out, because yeah, you'll be able to see all the juicy stuff from on the day. And well, I say that I'm always really rubbish at remembering to do it, but I do always capture something, especially from the morning. So if you are interested at all in following along in what happens behind the scenes of a brand shoot like this, then come and give me a follow. I'm actually going to pop all the links to or even list the products that I use as my skincare routine, because the two LMS products that I use are amazing. Oh, the other thing I did was my teeth whitening. I use, what is it called? It's like a purple, I can't remember what it's called, but I will link it in the show notes so that you can go and have a look and check it out. So I do that for, again, the week before my shoot. I'll obviously do it on the day as well. And then on the day, get up nice and early, have lots of water, make sure I get a bit of exercise in the morning just so I feel really good, and then obviously get my makeup on. And I'm going to be blitzing the heck out of my setting spray to make sure that my makeup lasts all day. And yeah, so that is basically how I prepare for a brand shoot. This stuff is really, really important, and so many people underestimate the planning that is required for a brand shoot, and we'll just sort of get a couple of hours together the day before and then just rock up on the day and feel really like unprepared. I always like to plan for a brand shoot the full week in advance and do little things that will shift, that will make me feel my best self on the day of the shoot, because it really does make a huge difference. And also when it comes to actually booking a brand photographer, is you want to work with somebody that has a style that you love. Like, have a look at their portfolio. Don't just go with somebody that's been recommended to you, because it's really important that the style and the aesthetic fits and complements your brand, and your personality, and that you love their images as well. Don't go and book a photographer whose style you don't particularly like, but you're going to ask them to shoot in a different way, because it's art. They capture in their way and their way alone. So yeah, make sure you do your research and have a look around at different photographers. They all have different vibes, and actually I use different photographers depending on what the purpose is for my images. So the purposes for these images are for my new website and also for my social media content, and for sending out as images when I'm doing things like speaking, when I need to send my bio and my headshot. So this is basically going to update all of my content, all of my website and everything. But I will always need new images for things like PR, because that again might need very different images. Sometimes they don't like to have perfectly polished images for everything. So sometimes they want to have more real kind of behind the scenes type images. So it really depends on the purpose of your shoot. So yeah, just make sure that you really plan, because it makes a massive difference in the images that you get at the end of your shoot. I hope this has really helped you today and given you some inspiration. And again, like, this is all about stripping back those layers. This is about you stepping into the version of yourself that you've not yet been. And this is always an evolving journey. It's always this is just like a moment in time in your journey. So how I feel now is like the most confident version of myself, the most aligned. Like, I feel really good in my skin. I feel strong, like mentally and physically. And it is so far like obviously the best version of myself, because of all the work that I've been doing, because of all of the understanding that I've been doing in terms of like who I am, and really tapping into my soul's purpose and understanding myself on such a deep emotional level that I never have before. So I feel like the most confident version of myself. But I know in a year's time I will have evolved again. And that's the thing. You never fully know who you are, because it is an ongoing journey. There's always things that come up from the past. And actually, as part of my journey from really starting to understand who I am on a soul's level, is I've learned how much of an impact generational traumas, beliefs, experiences can shape who you are as an individual. So things that you have not actually experienced yourself in your lifetime can be blocking you in certain areas, can be causing limiting beliefs that you may be totally unaware of. And it was really tapping into that I figured out what my blocks were. I figured out exactly what it was that was causing me to not get the results that I really desired, that I was working so hard for. And it came back from generational trauma that I didn't even realize was there. Like it never even entered my head that there would be something outside of me that was causing those kinds of, I say outside of me, it's actually deeply within me. It just, I hadn't stripped back those layers to discover that yet. So when you do this work, it really is an eye-opening thing. It's kind of like, it's like reading a book, and you kind of get to the end, but there's always going to be like another book release, another chapter. It's like really, it's just only just touching the surface on this work. It's just a ongoing evolution. But what's really empowering is all of the work that we do in this stage, when we're tapping into understanding who we are and starting to show up as this new version of ourselves, is we're empowering so many other people. We're creating impact. This is actually helping other people to do the same thing, to empower them to go on and live their best, most full life. Like, there is just so much out there. And when you start to do this work, you can just see the potential and where you've been keeping yourself small, and those glass ceilings that you just need to smash through to break through to that next level. Like, there's just so much available to you, so much abundance in so many different areas of your life, that actually, when you feel like you're constantly in that state of repeating cycles where you just can't seem to get out of them, and you just feel like you're spiraling and just going on this loop, which is where I felt over and over again. I felt like I was working so hard and never really making the progress I wanted to. And then when I started to go on this journey of really understanding who I am and really checking in with myself and understanding my human design and my Akashic records and all of this incredible stuff, it started to open me up. It's kind of like, really, it's like a blossoming rose, how I'd like to describe it. It's really tapping into that soft feminine. And yeah, so that is what this brand shoot is all about. This is what this evolution is all about. And this is why I love to talk about rebrands, because so many people rebrand because they're bored of their images, or they know that their imagery or their website or their logo is a bit outdated, and they focus purely on the visuals. They don't realize that actually the reason it is outdated is because they have evolved as an individual. And what happens so much of the time is people, where they're focusing on the visuals, is they think they only need the visuals, when actually so much of the time, like 99% of the time when I have conversations with people, is there's actually a lot of inner work, a lot of empowerment, a lot of identity shifting that needs to happen in order to then start showing up as that version of themselves that allows you to then create the visuals that are totally aligned with where you're going, not just to make things that you've already got that feel kind of broken better. Like, you don't want just better, you don't want good, you don't want average, you don't want it to just look nice. You want to really create something that is going to catapult you into that next level of growth, that is going to bring that vision board to your reality. And that is the beauty of working on your personal brand from the inside out, which is what I do in my world. It's about really tapping into who you're becoming and like where you want to take your business. Like, what is that impact you want to create? This is not about playing small. This is not about just surface level, like, marketing. It's not surface level branding. It's not surface level website building. This is about really creating a movement, building that legacy, and really empowering other people to make huge transformations in their life, like whether that is through their business or like personal development, like whatever that looks like for them. Like, you are listening to this podcast because you are someone that is heart-led, that is here to create change, that is here to break cycles, that is here to empower other people. Like, that is who this podcast is for. So if you are somebody that really does feel like you are here to serve other people and to help them live their best life, then you need to be showing up in a way that puts you as a category of one in your niche. Because when you start to do that, you magnetize the opportunities and the collaborations and the clients and the wealth and all of those things that you desire. So that is where things like rebrands and activations and the identity shifting all comes into play. And I just love talking about this. I could literally talk about this all day long. But yeah, that is exactly why I'm going through a brand activation at the moment. I do feel like I kind of have these shifts every single year, but that is just because I'm moving at such a rapid pace. Like for me, one of the biggest fears I have is staying still. I don't ever want to end a year in my business or in my life where I look back and think I've not really changed much. Like nothing's really changed in the last year. I want to look back and think, fuck yes, that was amazing. Like what a year. I've achieved so much. Like I'm so proud of myself. I want to be my biggest cheerleader and really celebrate all of those wins that I've had that year. And some of those wins might be small, but I just want to know that I have created a ripple effect. And some of those big wins that I have are actually my client wins, like celebrating the huge cash months that they've had, celebrating the huge launches, celebrating the milestones of them actually stopping hiding and starting to show up. Like one of my clients recently never ever shows her face online, and now she is all over TikTok and she's creating a YouTube channel and she's about to launch a podcast. Like seeing that kind of transformation in my clients and seeing them do it so confidently, having been hiding for so long in their business, that is a huge win for me as well as for my client, because that is the work that I'm here to do. I'm here to really empower people to step into their most confident version of themselves so that they can show up in a way that feels amazing to them. Because when they do that with that energy, that is when you attract, that is when you create that magnetism. And that is available to everybody. Every single person who I've ever spoken to is a light leader in some form. They are helping other people in some form. So when you can start showing up as that leader, as that kind of the beacon of light, as that person that is an instant yes for your dream clients, like marketing your business just becomes easy. You don't need to be overthinking your content on, oh God, I don't know what to say today. I don't know what to post. Like, is my offer too overpriced? Is it underpriced? Second guessing yourself, doubting, having those limiting beliefs running the show, having your ego running the show. It helps to make marketing yourself and showing up and being visible so much easier and more effortless. And that like should be how it is. Shouldn't marketing yourself and putting your offers out there feel easy? Because you love what you do. That is why you're running your business. And if you don't love what you do, if you feel like there is a bit of a disconnect, if you're feeling out of alignment, if you're feeling like you no longer want to be doing the things that you're doing now, then what do you want to be doing? What shifts, what changes could you make? If you could wave a magic wand right now, what would you change in your business or in your life? And once you know that, what small step could you make today to allow you to make that happen, to allow you to bring that vision closer to your reality? Could it be you literally going to remove one offer from your services that just doesn't feel good anymore? That when you get a notification saying somebody's inquired about that particular offer, it actually fills you with dread because you don't really want to be doing it. If you ever have an offer like that in your offer suite, please, please remove it, because it's just not the energy you want as a leader, as a light leader, as an absolute powerhouse woman. You should feel excited every single time you get that ping notification of someone booking, paying you, sending an inquiry to find out about working with you for any of your offers. You should love every single one of your offers, because when you do and the energy is there, it's so much more fun to promote them. It's so much more fun to promote yourself and market yourself and be visible. So I hope this has given you some insight, some activation, some useful tools that you can go away with to help you to start shift into that version of yourself that maybe you've not yet been. Start becoming her, that version of you with the layers stripped back, even just a little bit. What could you do differently? How could you be showing up? How does that version of you who has the results that you have on your vision board, how does she show up? Start becoming that woman, because she's already inside you. 100%, she's already there. It's just haven't started to become her yet. But that is the work that we do in my world. So if you would like to find out about working with me, always just drop me a DM, head to my website, which is having an upgrade and my offers are changing. But yeah, always drop me a DM. I am there. I respond to every single one of my DMs. And yeah, hope you have a beautiful day. And please do come and check out the behind the scenes from my brand shoot. I cannot wait. And the next episode you are 100% going to want to listen to, because I have an absolute powerhouse coming on the show, and it's going to be a good one. I cannot wait. Hope you have a good day. Enjoy, beautiful weekend. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.